Welcome back, everyone, for another episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We're playing a Troll Enchanter of Okuaru for the Crawl Sudden Death Challenge, Week 4. In the last video, we wrapped up the Spider Nest and Swamp, most of Swamp anyway. And we also, I believe in that video, killed Garyon. That might have been an earlier video, but I think it was the last one. So we're getting pretty close to the point where we're going to have to go find a rune. We can't. There's one sitting right over here that we could grab, but for this week's challenge, we're not allowed to pick that up until we have grabbed one from Pandemonium or Hell. So we're running out of things we can do to stall. I think pretty much the last thing we're gonna do is the slime pits, which have quite a bit of loot at the bottom. In addition to the rune. So that's sort of my last hope for getting a big upgrade. Like some better resists, basically, would be the main thing. Oh yeah, and I'm sure I marked it as excluded, so I didn't go in too soon. We had to kill Garyon before we were allowed into these rune branches. Am I, like, wearing the right arm rings? No. So, the thing about slime is Azure Jellies do cold damage and really nothing does fire damage. And you really want resist corrosion. Like if I had potions of resistance to use on occasion, that would be fine. But I don't, so I'm just going to wear resist corrosion at all times. And I'm not really sure what to wear for my other ring. I mean, I guess this Ring of Broken Luck is just better than anything else, even though I won't be facing any fire damage at all in there unless I run into a player ghost. I'm going to drop some stuff up here. Like I don't think Needles of Paralysis work on the Royal Jelly, but I guess like I wouldn't have expected them to work on Panlords if I didn't already know they do. But I have a perfectly fine like plan for killing the Royal Jelly. So I'm going to leave my needles and my blowgun out here. And see invisible. There shouldn't be anything invisible in there, but I guess there might be. Like player ghosts again. I'll leave Guardian Spirit since I want to remove resist corrosion. I think it's getting to the point of the game where we no longer want Berserk Rage at all. Because we have better buffs available. Well, buffs that are comparable anyway. And that don't reduce our options. Like with Berserk, you could really just tab. And that's all you can do. And that's plenty of room. If we find more than 9 things that I want to take, I would be thrilled. Slime, you usually just don't try to clear slime. It's not that it's like terrifying. There's just no items you can find at all, and the experience is not that compelling either. So you just dive to the bottom. Yeah, one more unarmed combat for sure. So this can confuse me, but not very easily. And like all these slimy walls burn you, although it turns out that with the Robe of Vines and resist corrosion, it isn't really doing any damage. Acid blobs are sort of the main danger in here, typically, aside from the Royal Jelly himself, and honestly, perhaps even over the Royal Jelly. Because they can, surround you in a pack. Okay. The other threat is Shining Eyes, because they can malmutate you. And there's just no sources of mutation resistance in this game at all. So I'm glad I caught this guy asleep. I'm gonna... Okay. Lost some intelligence. And something else. My spells are easier to cast but less powerful. Well, it's the only spell I'm really casting is Blink, which has no spell power component, and Apportation and Passage of Galubria. That's, for the moment anyway, that's a buff. I might come to dislike it eventually, but I can cure out of the stuff that I get here. I have a couple potions of Cure Mutation stashed away. Please, all right, stop confusing me. Okay, so slime is 6 levels deep, and most of it is not very interesting. Where's the acid blob? It's here. I could actually hit it with a rock, and then the rest of this is not a threat at all. If we let the slime creatures grow, yeah, I'm going to Heroism here just in case. They shouldn't be merging too much. They should really be splitting rather than merging. And, yeah, and they are. So, you know, a Titanic slime creature could have been a bit of a problem, although even that I think would have been fine. Gosh dang it. Ugh, that's actually a problem. I should bring my Cure Mutation with me. Let me go grab that. Because I really don't want to have blurry vision when it comes time to fight the Royal Jelly. Get Potion of Cure Mutation. Royal Jellies, pizzas. Yeah, none of that. I don't have any of that on the ground. Okay. Go back to Slime 4. Because one of the things you want to do to the Royal Jelly is summon around him if you can. And the only way I have of doing that is my Scrolls of Summoning. I'm just going to leave that rock. See you later, rock. When you do damage to him, he splits into like more jellies. And we're just going to go downstairs here. Okay, so we're on Slime 6, great. He splits into more jellies, and that's actually sort of the bigger threat than him. Like, he does a fair amount of damage, but you can just buff up and like power through him pretty quick if you're reasonably strong. And the jellies that he leaves behind are sort of a longer lasting threat. I'm going to eat some food here, because there's not going to be any food down here, and I don't want to like get into an awkward hungry position. So Slime 6 is like always the same map. There's a big circle, and then in the middle there's a smaller circle, and the Royal Jelly is in the smaller circle. So I like to clear most of the level quietly if I can. But honestly, unarmed combat is really loud. So I sort of expect the Royal Jelly will wake up and, you know, acid blobs are coming to get us. Great. But the one thing you must not do is engage the Royal Jelly out in the open, because then like the summons that he spawns when you damage him and he splits will be just too overwhelming. You want to fight him in the enclosed corridors in the center circle, and if you look like you're going to have to fight him in the open, you run away. There's just no reason. Now, so you can employ other strategies. Like some people like to take advantage of his entourage and like use Scrolls of Immolation to blow them up so that they do damage to him. And that's like not totally crazy, but it's not my favorite plan. All right, so there he is. I think I am going to Cure Mutation here. Good. Now, buff up. So the Royal Jelly is going to hurt, but not too much. We're going to just haste. Heroism wore off. Let's quaff Agility. Heroism again. Might now read this summoning to take away the room for him to spawn guys in, And now we just start attacking him, and like he's gonna get torn to pieces real quick. Where did he go? Come back. Yeah, he ran away, which I don't appreciate at all. I gotta keep an eye on him. Don't let him get away. All right, there he goes. And that opens up the slime vaults. The walls here become diggable, and you can go grab the loot, including the rune. But first, you've got some cleanup work to do, and you can either just fight it all naturally, or you can teleport away and deal with it gradually, which might be the thing to do here. This is sort of why I like to clear out more of the area first. So we're getting rather corroded here from all this melee attacking into oozes. But it's going all right. And we can throw rocks, which I'm still not sure whether rocks, whether your ammo gets corroded or not. But it looks like I'm not going to have to run. These buffs are enough, like, and they're really strong. You know, the combination of all these buffs. To take out all this stuff, even with a bit of corrosion. Cool. Shields are almost up to 15, which is great. I'm going to make sure I've looked at all the items here, because some jellies might randomly teleport in, and jellies are allowed to eat items if you haven't seen them yet. So now I've seen everything. And what do we have? A few books, some gold, some scrolls, and the Sword of the Doom Knight. Nothing much, really. Nothing that's going to help out in where we're headed. So I guess that's not true. One of the books could have portal projectile, which would help, I think. So I guess I'll take a look. Where are the books? I see 2 in the southwest and 2 in the northwest. One of these is party tricks, which is not interesting. But okay, I seem to have a friendly shining eye for some reason. But let's use digging here to open up the walls. Great, and that lets us into both of these areas. Quantum necromancy, huh? Wow. Portal projectile! Who would have guessed? Yeah, give me that spell. Yes. I'm going to train up some translocations for it. Fighting can take a break. Dodging can take a break, I guess. I'm going to focus translocations because I do want it reliable pretty soon. Let's put it on P. P, sure. Let's put apportation on A. Okay, cool. That's great. I mean, that's exactly what I was hoping for from this. You know, well, I suppose I might have preferred you know, some equipment with better resists or something. But I mean, we've found pretty good equipment all game. It's hard to find improvements, upgrades, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And let's just eat this meat ration, sure. And I'm gonna go check out these books as well. A shining eye got in, actually, which I don't like very much. Oh, I see, I dug open this wall. My fault, sorry. Got him. Wand of Fire. Book of the Dragon, no thanks. Noxious combat magic, I presume, is no good, yeah. Let's grab these large rocks and all these cool scrolls. What did I cast? Oh, sure. I just cast Portal Projectile. I'm interested in how long it lasts. But I did it was an accident to cast it. Didn't mean to. Let's slow down on armed combat as well. Focus shields instead. Just want to get that to 15. Cool. So that was great. I don't think I've ever really had a character who used Portal Projectile, but this feels like the one. We got great throwing skills, and as I've mentioned in a previous video, like smite targeted large rocks are pretty unfair. Poison javelins, I'll pass. So let's go back to Lair. I don't really need anything else in here, do I? No. Potion of Might. I mean, I have 6 of them, but you know, there's no sense turning up your nose at free stuff. So let's go get it. And who knows, this amulet could be fantastic. It's clarity. That's it's good to have. There are definitely some places where I would like to wear that. Let me just grab all this junk. All the stuff I care about anyway. This looks like it. And then up here, yeah, of course we don't want this. I don't think there's anything it could have been that we would want, but you know, now we know what loudness looks like. Let's grab identify, gold. And that looks like it. Let's go back to the lair. And now there is the decision of where to get the rune, because we're out of ways to stall, as I mentioned. What? Oh, this staircase. We can't pick up any runes, and there's no branches left that we can go to without runes, aside from the Abyss, Pandemonium, or Hell. You know, people have been suggesting Tartarus to me if I wanted to do Hell. The monsters in there are generally not the toughest. I worry a little bit about Ereshkigal at the end silencing me, though. You know, maybe that's... But no, take that back. Pick up that ring. And this amulet. And these needles and blowgun, please. Okay. I could do Gehenna. It's very easy for me to get max fire resistance. And the Hellfire there is less of a concern for trolls because it does flat HP damage and trolls have a lot of HP. Other characters who rely more on armor and evasion might have, and resists, might have more of a problem there. Gehenna's just not easy. Could do Dis. Dis is the one that appeals to me, but everyone is telling me that I'm crazy. Like, because Dis is just a bunch of powerful monsters doing physical damage and some Hellfire. Which it seems like we're pretty well cut out for, honestly, but I think I'm going to take their advice and not do it. Costas, not my favorite, and to get cold resistance we would have to put on Stasis, which makes it very hard to steal the rune, so I don't want to do that. So it basically leaves Gehenna, Tartarus, and Pandemonium. And none of those sound like a great time. But as I've mentioned before, what appeals to me about Hell versus Pandemonium is you can just sort of pop in and you can at least retreat a little bit if things are going badly. Yeah, I guess I just want to look for some food because there's not much in Hell or Pandemonium or any of these places. You know, demons are not edible. Yes. And let's get the meat, I guess. And let's head down into Hell. Oh, the needles of paralysis we shot at Garyon are on the floor. They didn't mulch, so that's nice, I guess. How likely am I to be able to paralyze like Asmodeus or something down in Gehenna? His hit dice are like 17, where Garyon's are 15, so he's just barely more resistant to my paralysis than Garyon was. What am I? Oh yeah, I was going to Hell here. Okay. Let's eat some royal jellies. Do I have any spells that I want to be casting now? No, not really. Why is Passage of Galubria less castable now? Let's put on my Amulet of Guardian Spirit. Put on the Ring Rupt, because I remember there were a lot of fire threats hanging around near Garyon. Let's eat the centaur, please. Nah. Okay. And it's still going to be nasty down here, so I'm just going to pop Heroism before we head down. 3 pips of fire resist. Let's dive in. So I'm on the lookout for things that can trample me off of the stairs, mostly. You know, things that can do a lot of damage are a problem too. And like, there's a lot of stuff here. It looks like the pack of Hell Knights are the biggest threat, but you know, we should just be able to stair dance a lot of this. Now that Garyon is taken care of, there's nothing to push us off the stairs that I'm aware of. Maybe some dragon zombies, I guess, would be the main thing that could do it. But I don't think this is going to present too big of an issue. And Okawara is going to be very proud of us, I'm sure. You know, so we'll be getting back plenty of piety for the piety we're spending. And look, these Hell Knights should be edible. But apparently none of them are leaving corpses. Whatever. Alright, that's a lot of damage, I guess? Is there like a Hydra zombie or something? No. But there is an Anaconda zombie, which I think can constrict me, which would stop me from going back upstairs. So that I don't like at all. Alright, there it goes. Back upstairs now. The Salamander Firebrand is also an issue. I think it can constrict. Maybe it can't. No. Okay. Nagas can, but Salamanders can't. Fine. This guy just drains magic, which stinks, but I don't know, whatever. Salamander Firebrand does actual damage. Still nothing to eat, which I don't like. A stone giant, great, maybe I can eat him. And I mean, like, I'm worried about food, but I really shouldn't be. There's no issue with food here. And it's just sort of a silly instinct to worry about it. The bigger problem is that there's like a million zombies. I don't even know where this is all coming from. Like, is this from Tartarus or something? Surely the Lost Souls are from Tartarus. So I guess Tartarus must be down here, since this is where we are, and we're getting a ton of zombies and Lost Souls. So I guess the dragons are the biggest issue here of the zombies. I would like to take them out. Normally for a character who is planning to go to hell, the vestibule is just a complete joke. At least in my experience. And the reason that it's not for me here is that I'm going in like a lot sooner than you really ordinarily would. I've skipped a lot of experience in order to meet the week's challenge goals. And it should still be fine. I mean, it's just zombies. You know, it's sort of powerful zombies, but let's go back upstairs, fight these demons. Yeah, okay, so we're having to rest a bit, which is more than I can say for most things that have happened to us recently. Having to eat some food because for some mysterious reason, none of this stuff is leaving any corpses. But as you can see, like all of the living enemies around hell are just no threat at all. It's just the stuff down in here that's a bit of an issue. Let's just go back upstairs immediately, drag this frost giant with us. I think there's some stuff out there with reaching attacks as well that's been poking me from afar. I know there's some things like this Hell Knight and so on, but I don't really know how much. Let's just go back upstairs, grab this Hell Knight. I do like the very polite messages, you know, welcome to hell, please enjoy your stay. Thank you for visiting hell, please come again soon. It's just part of the charm of this game, I guess. Simulacra are a problem. Are there any other simulacra on screen? Like Hydra simulacra are things I should know about, but there don't seem to be, so that's fine. Is any of this summoned? I don't think so. I'm going to kill the vampire mage before that changes. I guess what I'm going to do is go back upstairs. This is... Help. I'm constricted by the anaconda skeleton. Okay. Let's pop finesse here. And I would feel better with might also. What did all that damage? Okay, this is getting bad. I just need to break free of the anaconda so I can get upstairs. Fine. The Hydra, I think, is doing some substantial damage. But I guess the deep trolls are too. Okay, we took a blizzard demon and a vampire mage. I think I overstayed my welcome on that visit. But I'm going to use more heroism and kill the vampire mage first, I guess, and the lizard demon. All right. So that, I don't know how long I was constricted for before I noticed it. It's possible that if I was constricted for a while, I certainly should have noticed it sooner, and then I wouldn't have had to spend my precious consumables to get through, to get back out. But this is like just a zombie army here. I'm going to go back upstairs. There's several things that can follow me. Zombies, in case it's not yet obvious, can't use stairs. Zombies and skeletons. Which is why they're staying down. So here's where like a tiles player would have a bit of an advantage. It's a bit more obvious what kinds of undead you're fighting because they use the tiles for those specific monsters, or undead versions of those monsters at least. Okay. And I mean, I'm not saying like tiles has an unfair advantage. I'm like, I made this choice, right? It's just different. You know, I think they have the disadvantage that it's really hard to tell what's an item, what's a monster, and there's just stuff everywhere. But, you know, people will say the same thing about console, I'm sure. It's a matter of taste and what you're used to, more than what's actually better. This vestibule is a nightmare. I need to figure out what's doing all the damage so I can prioritize killing it. Actually, I want to prioritize killing the cacodemon. It's probably not what's doing most of the damage, but it can malmutate me. Ugh, gave me teleportitis, actually. So it's like I'm permanently wearing that ring of... I'm going to put on stasis so I don't get teleported away. I now permanently have teleportitis. I can be teleported away to nearby monsters, which is something that is well worth using Cure Mutation on eventually, but I don't think it's urgent yet. I can just put on stasis, and I wasn't really using that extra hit points anyway. Something I hadn't thought about is like, I learned Portal Projectile, right? So I can just cast that, go downstairs, and there's all these guys with pole arms, right? Who are, you know, awkwardly dealing damage to me. And then I can just throw a rock right through all these zombies and hit the Hell Knight. So that in future visits, I won't have to deal with... wow, it really doesn't last very long at my level of spell power, does it? Didn't even get the guy. Oh, I did, but he was resurrected by a lost soul into a ghostly Hell Knight. Okay. Well, you know, we're just going to stare dance carefully, and it's going to take a while. But that's fine. And let's kill this Necromancer. I presume he is making a lot more skeletons and zombies and things. Whoa! Oh no, Torment. Where was that? I didn't see that. Way up here? No. Tormentor. J. He's here. Okay. So let's go back upstairs. That's just a lot of damage. Please, upstairs. Whew! I'm not feeling so good about all this anymore. Just one torment while I was in the middle of all that mess. I guess I should be using more buffs than just heroism. But like, I've only got so much might. I've got a lot of it, but I don't know if I can keep it going for the entire duration of this combat. I could quaff Brilliance if I were carrying it with me and then like get the Tormentor. I think I'm gonna use Portal Projectile again and try to get that. Can I like make that last longer? I don't know. Try to get that Tormentor, but it didn't work. He tormented me right on the way down, huh? Is that what happened? Yes. So I'm just gonna go back up. I'm just gonna have to treat this like Tomb, where like this is what you do in Tomb. You stair dance a lot, and you don't leave the stairs because that's your safe spot. There's a bunch of tormentors and other smiters and all this nasty stuff, and that's what's here. So, you know, even though it's not what I was expecting, that's how we're going to treat it. Okay, so there goes the Tormentor. That was a big problem. Let's go upstairs, taking this one demon with us. I kind of wish I could Oops, let's cast Portal Projectile. Wow, what did all that damage? Jeez. Yeah, I guess I was going to say that I wish I could take... Jeez, these stupid Lost Souls are doing a lot more resurrecting of my enemies than I would like. But it's fine, we just Stare Dance more, use more heroism. More Portal Projectile. And they can only resurrect once. Cast Portal Projectile again. And see, like, this horde is getting worn down. I'm going to go upstairs. This Reaper can do a lot of damage, and he's going to follow me, so I'd like to get rid of him. Fine. Okay, let's kill, like, one of these dang Hell Knights, please. It's almost dead. Got him. Let's get the Necromancer. Oh, I'm not portaling projectiles anymore. Well, let's fight the Shadow Dragon then. And the Spriggan, yeah. So this is getting manageable. It's not yet done, but we should be able to manage it now. Anything to eat? Looks like no. More heroism. Like, I don't think Okawaru minds at all that we are using heroism for this. You know, we've got all the fiends of hell, so to speak. Not actually the fiends. That would be a bigger problem. But a lot of hell's minions have been dispatched by the grace of Okawaru. And so here the Amulet of Stasis just canceled out what would have been a rather unpleasant teleportation caused by our inherent teleportitis that we got from the Cacodemon here. You know, so that's why I'm wearing Stasis now, is because we are innately inclined to teleport to places we don't want to be at all. And we've now got a toehold in hell, and I don't want to be moved from it involuntarily, let me tell you. So is there any snacks? Anything to eat down here? Or did it all get reanimated? It looks like it all got reanimated. Fine, whatever. So I could just head into Tartarus, actually. I'm sad, or into Gehenna, which I presume is northwest of here. I don't know if the Hell branches are always in the same place, or I assume they would rotate. There's no reason for them to always be in the same place. I don't know if it's worth finding, like, you know, positive energy items. Which, you know, because Tartarus has negative energy and it has undead, basically. And so it has a lot of torment as well. And negative energy resistance makes a lot of that much simpler. The torment and the, you know, bolts of draining. So I think Gehenna, which does have some torment, but not as much, would be the better choice. And I want my potions of brilliance here. Okay. I'm not ready yet to dive into Gehenna, but I do want to go explore it. This is deep water, so this is like Coxodus, right? Yeah, there's no way that's Gehenna. So what's up here? I'm not sure. Looks kind of like it might be Gehenna, but, you know, could be anything. Gehenna is the fire-themed one, I'm sure I've mentioned before. We're just going to stay heroic like the whole time we're down here if possible. Where did all that damage come from? These dang Reapers, man. So one of the big things that distinguishes Hell, and that I always forget to consider when I'm deciding whether to go into Hell, is Hell's mystical force, which just like every so many turns while you're in a Hell branch, I don't think it happens when you're in the vestibule, which is where we are now. Just like something nasty happens to you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Often it's a miscast effect, as if you tried to cast a high-level spell but failed. I think there are some special Hell-only effects. I'm not really sure of the details. But, you know, they can petrify you. I don't think there's anything that can instantly paralyze you. That would be a bit cruel, but there might be. I don't know. This actually looks like Dis. Yeah, the Iron City of Dis. Okay. And so this is Gehenna. Yeah, look at all this fire everywhere, man. They're not subtle. More robes. Having, you know, this powerful throwing ability means that the high damage ranged threats that we're going to find in Hell are hopefully less of an issue than they might otherwise be. Boy, I feel nervous about going in here. I tell you guys what, I'm going to cut the video here, and in the next video, we're going to at least dip into Gehenna, see how bad it is, just sort of feel our way around. Might come back out and decide to do a different Hell branch or to do Pandemonium instead. So I can't promise you we'll have the Fiery Rune of Zot, I think is the Ashen Rune of Zot, actually, I think. I don't know. Whatever. Oh, it'll tell me, right? Obsidian Rune of Zot. So I can't promise we'll have that at the end of the next video. We might go somewhere else. But I do want something interesting to start the next video off. So I'm going to cut the video here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.